Once upon a time, according to Greek mythology, there was a young man named Narcissus. When he was born, Narcissus was predicted to live a long life if he never discovered himself. One day, though, Narcissus was lured to the water where he saw his own reflection for the first time. The face in the water was just so beautiful that he fell in love with it. So attracted and unable to leave, Narcissus stayed there and died. After he died, though, Narcissus transformed into a flower, which is called the Narcissus flower or daffodil today. The story I just told you is the origin of Narcissism, a Greek mythologia via Britannica. I used to think that narcissists are just self-centered and obnoxious because, well, that's their own problem, and I'd also stay away from them if I could, because it's really none of my business. But I never knew about how they're really struggling with psychological issues and how they're not purposely trying to harm others until I actually learned about narcissism. According to Mayo Clinic, narcissism or narcissistic personality disorder, also known as NPD, is a mental condition in which people have an inflated sense of self-importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, troubled relationships, and a lack of empathy for others. But behind this mask of extreme confidence lies a fragile self-esteem that's vulnerable to the slightest criticisms. According to the Healthline editorial team, we believe that genetics may have caused NPD, but the exact cause is unclear. Environmental factors that may contribute to causing NPD includes childhood abuse, excessive parental neglect, unrealistic expectations from parents, and cultural influences. Also, according to Selvi Saxena, a licensed social worker and a certified clinical trauma professional who writes in the health site Choosing Therapy, when a narcissist enters into a romantic relationship with someone, he or she is likely to use a process called the narcissistic abuse cycle to abuse the partner. The narcissistic abuse cycle is a pattern that narcissists use to confuse and manipulate the partner into questioning themselves. There are 3 specific stages: idealization, devaluation, and rejection. The first stage is idealization, where the narcissist is extremely nice and kind. He or she will make you feel like you're perfect and that they're your one. These compliments feel nice at first, but it will soon become overwhelming for the partner. During this stage, the narcissist shows behaviors such as love bombing, a lack of boundaries, fast-forwarding the relationships, attempts to isolate the partner from close ones in the name of love, and having a sense of ownership over the partner and the relationship. The second stage is devaluation, where the narcissist devalues the partner using verbal and physical abuse. When confronted, though, the narcissist would play the role of the victim and place all the blame on the partner. During this stage, the narcissist shows behaviors such as attempts to change the partner, poor communication, criticisms and insults, increased violation of boundaries and physical threats, gaslighting and triangulation, and more isolation and control over the partner. The third and final stage of the abuse cycle is rejection, where the narcissist becomes uninterested in love and rejects the partner. During this stage, the narcissist is likely to show contempt and rage with physical, verbal, and emotional abuse, playing the victim, betraying the relationship, and eventually ending the relationship, which may be temporary or permanent. This is where the cycle ends, and it is likely that the narcissist repeat the cycle with the same or different partner. People who survive the narcissistic abuse cycle may later show effects such as depression and anxiety, shame and guilt, anger and fear, PTSD, and sleeping, eating, and hygiene issues. According to the Healthline editorial team, the treatment for NPD so far centers around psychotherapy or talk therapy. There are no medications to cure NPD. However, through the therapies, people with NPD can learn to be more empathetic, improve collaboration and self-esteem so they can tolerate criticisms and failures, handle self-esteem issues and maintain personal relationships, understand and manage emotions, and set realistic goals for themselves. A therapy may last as long as several years, and one must have enough patience to go through the entire therapy. In conclusion, the narcissistic personality disorder is a mental condition that may seem obnoxious to people, but they are suffering from symptoms such as lack of self-esteem and insecurities. People with NPD are not evil or purposely trying to harm others in any way. When we know that someone is suffering from NPD or being abused by someone with NPD, instead of hating or ignoring them, we should probably encourage them to seek help from professionals. Even though a narcissist's words and actions can't hurt people, if they are brave enough to seek help and have the patience to go through the therapies, not only are they healing themselves, they're also helping their friends, families, and many, many others. Thank you.